I'm Casey Mallinckrodt. I'm the Objects Conservator at the Wadsworth Atheneum Museum. You're here with me today in the Conservation Studio and here to talk about the restoration and conservation of the statue of Nathan Hale on the lawn of the west facade of the museum. Conservators are committed to the long-term preservation and care of objects. We strive to maintain the object as it was intended when it was manufactured. And we also strive in any of our treatments to make sure that there is no loss of the original material, and also that in the future a conservator would be able to retreat or completely remove anything that we've done. The sculptor Enoch Woods intended for this sculpture to convey the heroism of Nathan Hale, to convey that story of what it meant for a 21-year-old man to give his life for his nation. Unfortunately, after 130 years of corrosion, the black and green streaks on the surface of the sculpture made it really difficult to appreciate what the sculptor was intending to do. The work of conservation involves scientific analysis and research and hands-on skills and acquired knowledge that's built up with experience. The conservation and restoration of outdoor sculpture requires a great deal of specialized knowledge. And we were and are very fortunate to have had Francis Miller of Conservators come and do this work with us. Francis is going to speak to you now about the work he did on transforming the sculpture into something that's really remarkably both different and as it was intended to be. I hope you'll be able to see it because it's a really excellent opportunity to see the sculpture as it was originally.
I had the fortunate opportunity to be invited to the Wadsworth Atheneum to conserve the Nathan Hale monument. We did an initial assessment, and it was pretty clearly visible that the sculpture was a bright green color from acidic rain and other pollutants in the air. Black streaks in area that are carbon deposits that also build up on the surface. But it was also an indication that the original bronze sculpture, the outer surface, was being lost due to all of the exposure with pollutants. But on top of that, it was like hail, high winds, pelting snows, on and on. All of those contribute to the loss of the original patina and loss of any type of surface coating. And so we decided that we were going to try and restore some of the original color if we could, but still make that process reversible. When the scaffold actually went up here on site, we found a different color, and it was a very rich brown that I couldn't originally see on the ground. And so it was a great surprise to have that color from the original patina on this sculpture. It's fairly rare. And so that was a great opportunity. So we based our treatment on that remnant patina as a target color for the monument. And I brought up a whole range of pigments, natural earth tones, and we color matched what we found by blending the pigments that were readily available. So the treatment consisted of cleaning loose corrosion from the surface, just a little bit of debris. It was slightly soiled, it was washed. Loose corrosion was removed with a high pressure water. Once that was done, there were a couple open seams, one on each shoulder. So I put new lead in and gently tapped it in with bronze tools just to fill that joint to prevent water from leaching into the sculpture. To stop corrosion on a sculpture, that's the key issue, is to apply a protective coating. And once the coatings were applied, then, oh my gosh, the detail just came out, because you can see all the stitching in the socks, the ribbons in the socks, hatching that's throughout his costume. It's really beautiful, the amount of detail left on the sculpture despite the loss. We've hopefully now preserved it for the life of our coating, which is hopefully another 20 years. It's an ongoing process to try and preserve the detail and to try and preserve the dignity, and the heroicism that's captured in Nathan Hale.